Whenever you're ready, Cass.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of For the Culture Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Hey, man. Got the gang with me. It's your boy Cass on the mic. I'm here with
Colgate.
Switay.
Xeno.
She, man.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we got a very special episode today. We got a very special guest. My brother here, Xeno Carr, man.
What's good?
In the
What's
building.
good?
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling really great. I've seen the podcast already, and I'm very excited today. So,
Man, we're happy to have you here, brother. Thanks
you,
for
man.
being here.
Super
G.
excited to have you.
Before we get into this episode, Colgate, you want to tell us, what you got a little bit going on and shit?
Man,
updates?
these motherfuckers been living under a rock, dog. Goddamn. I've been dropping shit like meatballs falling out of the sky. Pause. Hold up. No, but tons of new records have dropped.
Oh, is a sound card?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had tons of new shit drop in January. So January, I came out with Nights in Atlanta. I did the performance visual and the lyrically speaking, which is where I break down how I make the records, what they're about, the content of it. I dropped Sinatra as well. That's one I've had in the vault. Dontel Antonio directed. Love that one.
Yeah.
Also did the lyrically speaking for that. I've got another record that's about to drop, Nowhere Fast, and a performance visual coming for that. So that's dope. That's going to be on all streaming platforms.
Let's go.
Okay.
It just doesn't stop.
Man, yeah, I dropped a freestyle to old Wayne beat, and then most
shit's
importantly, yeah,
shit
no,
snapped.
it was fire. Thank you.
That was
Was
and
that
then
No Ceilings?
no, this was off of one of the droughts. Actually, it's a beat that Street Runner made called Street Life, and you know what I'm saying. I had that in the vault too. I just had to do a little something.
Had to show what's up.
But man, Valentine's, that's what I'm really excited about. Valentine's Day, 3-song EP, The Cat's
Oh,
Pajamas.
Let's go.
Okay.
3
Okay.
videos, 2 mini documentaries, hot fire, bunch of shit coming.
Let's
and I just
go.
want to say, more importantly than anything, right before we started this fucking shit, we're all like, okay, when we do it, we're going to do 1, 2, 3,
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh
the
my
culture.
Ignore the
What the
I was
fuck
so
happened to
confused.
that?
I was so confused. I'm like,
Completely forgot. Cass is like, fuck this, I'm going
I
in.
was like, I gotta take it. I gotta just take it in. We keep going.
We're doing that
I was
afterward.
still waiting for it. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm waiting for it right now.
Currently waiting.
I'm going to do it after this, and we're going to do it for a promo, so
Yeah.
enjoy.
Enjoy that. Enjoy
But anyway, yeah, tons of new shit. Stuff is coming out every week, so enough about me. Fuck the bullshit.
let them know a little
Let's
something,
go.
Joe, man. Let them
Yeah,
know what's
man.
going on.
Tell them something, Joe.
I'll tell them. I got like 3 tracks dropped in January. They're all fire. I got like 2 tracks dropping
they
in
are.
February. Like 4 in March. Actually 3. But yeah, just a lot of
A
music.
fucking
coming.
avalanche. That's what I'm hearing.
So
Straight
doesn't
hits,
stop here.
Hits.
Well, I'm keeping it short, Cass. What you got?
Well, you guys already know January drop your way. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Oh yeah.
February drop. It's about to be with my brother right here, Xeno Carr. But we
Yes,
won't get
sir.
it. We won't
I'm
get into
excited
that
for
just yet.
these.
Yeah, right.
We'll leave
okay.
that for a little bit later in the episode.
Okay.
But we got a lot of shit coming in March. I got some. I'm not gonna announce that track yet, but depending on when this episode comes out, it might be out, it might be not. We'll see. We're gonna see about that.
Yeah.
But that's the update for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody working, everybody cooking, and let's get to
Yes,
this.
sir.
Fucking
Brought to you
episode.
by Creative Block ATL.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Creative.
Shout out Creative Block, man. Love you. Couldn't
Dope,
do it
dope.
without you guys. Creative
Thank you
Block.
so much. Real
Yes.
shit.
Boom.
But let's get into this episode now.
The
Yeah.
man of the hour.
Man
Man,
of
I'm
the-
excited. I've heard so much about you, bro.
Mhm.
Like,
Man,
Cass
that-
has just been like, man, this guy is fucking
Yep.
crazy.
All Cass
Yep.
had to do was just play some of the music y'all worked on. I'm like, oh my god, like this is crazy. I got to meet this guy.
Yeah, the music that me and Cass make is just we reach this certain vibe where I just know to make the song extra hard. Like I don't know what it is with working with Cass.
I know.
but
He'll bring it out of you,
Yeah,
bro.
My
for
brain
sure.
just is like, no, harder.
No, facts.
This
Has
isn't
to
good
hit.
enough. It's got to be perfect.
It brings that competitive spirit out.
Yeah.
But,
And then you end up just always making shit that you didn't even know you were capable of making. Like I
Yeah.
remember like first
Super Saiyan.
when I first met Xeno, I was still in the phase of like YouTube beats. This is before like I met Joe and shit.
How
like,
long ago was this?
This was like 2016, 15,
Yeah,
15,
actually, yeah.
So it's been a minute.
Like
yeah,
7
and
years.
I was going through the phase of like, you know, we as artists, if you're not a producer, like you two motherfuckers, you got to go to YouTube and fucking, let's see, J. Cole type beat or some shit. But I remember meeting Xeno, and I would always make a song at home on a YouTube beat, and then I'll get back and be like, yo, bro, can you
Reproduce
like,
it.
Yeah, reproduce it.
Been there.
And then he like he reproduces it, but makes it different, but it's harder. I'm like, how the
And so many times when people reproduce shit, it's never as hard.
yeah.
And that's so hard as an artist too, man. Like the beat will bring out your potential. Like if the beat doesn't live up to what you can do, you're really limited by. You know, you can't really skate on it unless you really got some hot fire.
So it's just wonderful. It was like, yo, like what the fuck? Like the Hope Back track, remember Hope Back was a chill song, and then you just doom with the bass, and it's just like, holy shit, bro. But yeah, in our episodes, right, we like to do like this
That's what I was just
beginning,
about to say.
middle, and like end type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Where it
So,
started, where you are.
you know,
Just
where
a
you're
chronological
going. Your
order,
origin
you know?
story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before you became the Hulk. Where's Bruce Banner? You know, like tell us. You know, the beginning of Xeno Car.
Yeah, where
you know
are
what
you
I'm saying?
from? Let's start there. Where are you
Yeah,
from?
like-
So I'm from a lot of places in America. It's always a tricky question because I've always lived everywhere like the same amount of time. And they're like, well, where are you born? I'm like, okay, I was born in Oklahoma. They're like, that's where you're from. I'm like, I wasn't even there a year. Like, I feel like I'm more from
Oklahoma's
like,
where it
Atlanta.
starts, you said.
Yeah, so I was born in Oklahoma. Then I moved to Texas. Then I moved to North Carolina. Then I moved to Georgia. Then I
Okay.
moved to
Renaissance
Cali.
man.
Okay.
And
Everywhere.
that's been everywhere. So everywhere has its own unique feeling and unique vibration and unique people. So it's kind of like that's why my production has been able to see all different sides.
Where
of
were
the
you
spectrum.
when you started like making music?
I was in Atlanta. That's
Okay.
when I like fully started. I was playing the guitar in North Carolina.
Okay.
And I was, getting good at the guitar. But when I started making beats, that's
Yeah.
when I like stopped playing guitar, which is weird because I could have just
No, that makes sense.
yeah.
Making
Might
beats,
come
the
back.
computer is its own instrument, so it's like
Yeah, and it's
you
like
gotta
I
practice that.
I can't play the piano, but I know the exact notes. Like if you were playing, I like slow it down in my
No,
head, and then I like
You play the
But that's
piano,
like
you
that.
just play
Yeah.
it different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you
Yeah,
play
yeah.
that motherfucker.
I can
Yeah.
play like on the laptop. I can play the actual like letter ones more like better than the actual. Like I can play
Yeah.
chords. And shit.
Yeah.
It's like you understand the mechanics of
Yeah.
it,
Exactly.
but you don't have the dexterity from not practicing.
Yeah.
I understand
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know the music theory though,
Yeah.
which is dope. No, and that's
Just
what I was going to say
understand the
before we
music.
started this when you guys were talking because
Mm-hmm.
Jay produces, you produce. I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I love fucking with an artist that's like really about the music though. Like you really know your
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like
Oh, man.
people that can like play instruments or produce. So like it delivers a different tier of music. You know what I mean? When you can actually like cook shit and
Yeah.
you know what the fuck's going on as opposed to like, oh, I just, I got good bars
Yeah.
or something like that.
Exactly.
And not only like does Xeno like he produced, but he also engineers everything too.
I did not know that.
Yeah, like
I also shoot the videos sometimes and also edit
And
them
edit
too.
it,
Yeah,
like-
edit
So
the
a
videos.
real renaissance man.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
sir. That you
crazy.
gotta be nowadays,
Yeah,
though,
you
man.
do.
They want the whole nine.
so
make it work.
taking it back to the origin, right? So you're moving to all these states.
Yeah.
You know, let's say you're moving elementary and then you're going to different middle schools. Do you feel like at that time, because I also did move a lot, and I remember like hating to move, especially when you're a kid. You're just like, bruh,
Fuck,
I
gotta
gotta
do it
make new
again.
friends, bro. Like,
Yeah, that was probably the main part for
so
me.
Was there a reason why you moved a lot, or in particular?
My dad was just moving different jobs, and it would like be better pay in like other states. He's like, all right, might as well just go.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
pay
it's
for
like
the
everybody
moving.
pack up, we out.
I get it.
Yeah.
And it's like it already happened so many times where it's like, all right, again, I guess. But it would just suck because I'd have to leave my friends behind.
Yeah.
And all right, well, y'all stay in this state, and I guess we'll still be cool, like on the phone or something like that.
And as
So-
like when you're young, you're like, fuck, like, yeah, we'll be cool, but I'm never gonna see you.
Are you
especially
still
if-
connected with a lot of people
Yeah,
from
yeah,
everywhere?
that
Did you
actually-
think that helped the music?
That actually helped with a lot of things in my life because I learned how to keep connections, even if we're just not in
Yeah.
the same like state or not.
Yeah.
Because some people they'll move and then they never talk again, and I've definitely had people that like we stopped talking after I moved, but there's been a lot of people that like everybody still keeps tabs.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
I was
dope.
gonna ask you. Like, do you feel? Because I know personally, right now, I feel like at the time I hated it because obviously of the French stuff.
Exactly.
But I know now that moving actually helped me become like a people person. You know,
Yeah.
because every time I would move, I would, you have to adapt to the environment of what's going on.
Mhm.
Do you
Start
feel like
all over.
that personally in your life? Like now that you look back, like it helped you like navigate through certain crowds of people and different. You know what I'm saying? Different crowds of.
Yeah, it's kind of why I'm proper, because I never stayed in a state long enough to be able to get like a certain accent from
Okay,
it.
that's
That makes
interesting.
sense.
And like
Yeah.
the West Coast is, I would say like the accent is more like proper, I guess. And then you come out to the South and the accent gets heavier.
Got
and then,
that
like,
thick slang,
yeah,
baby.
and then you
You
have
hear
the
me?
country accent. So I was in North Carolina, like in the country where everybody was like, like the tractors
Yeah,
and cows,
like farms and shit.
Yeah.
Everybody got a farm.
Driving
Two
the
people that had a
small-
story like that are like Tupac and Tory Lanez. I think that makes like really rare breeds
Artists,
of people.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Not just like as a human
general.
being, man, when you don't just get stuck in one place and you're just soaking up all this.
Well, in a sense, you kind of just say like that cultures you. You know, you see
Yeah.
like different places and different things.
it
So
gives you different perspective.
Exactly.
on
I
the human
definitely love the
experience.
different perspectives.
yeah.
Okay, no, that's dope. Let's take it to all right. So you're moving, right? You said you start producing in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were you? I gotta know.
I was just about to ask.
I was 14.
Okay.
I started
Okay.
producing, and
How-
I started making beats on an iPod Touch 4th generation.
Oh, okay.
The FO Studio app. The FO Studio app.
How long did you play the guitar before you were producing?
Probably about like a year.
Okay.
And I was
Okay.
getting like better and better. I was
Yeah.
making like little YouTube videos that are deleted now, so nobody can find them. But they weren't bad. They weren't bad though.
Yeah.
But it's like
He's
I'm
like,
a
you're not gonna catch
perfectionist.
these.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I miss one note, I just can't get over it.
Mm.
And how
I
do
got
you go from okay, you're playing the guitar, you're like, okay, this is dope. I'm loving making music, right? To like, oh, I'm a download FL Studio on my phone and see what I can create from that.
So I was just bored one day. It wasn't like I even wanted to be a producer or even wanted to like make music. I was just on my phone one day and I'm like, I kept seeing the producer app and I'm like, okay, what would
What
it
is
sound
this?
like if I made something? Yeah.
Mhm.
And then so I just downloaded it and I was making beats and I'm like, okay, I'm actually kind of good at this. But I knew it wasn't like what the pros used. So I was like Googling, what do the music producer pros use? And I was
Yeah.
like gonna try to get that. And then I saw it's like MPCs and stuff like that, but I couldn't afford it. So
Yeah.
I was just like, dang, those are like so expensive and it's hardware and it's
Yeah.
like,
And this is before like, all these new apps came out. Like I use GarageBand now, and that's almost like using Logic. Honestly, like
No, for real.
So you're over here producing. So you're here producing, cooking up on your phone, right? Do you remember what the first Xeno car beat sounds like?
I have the first Xeno card.
No
I
way.
have it. I managed.
What was it called?
I don't even remember. I don't remember actually. But like when I hear it, there's like 3 beats that I made first. I don't know which one was the absolute first one, but I'm pretty sure between 2, I'm like, it's either one of these 2. But it's just crazy how I still have those beats. I'd never wanted to delete them because I'm like, this is the first like.
No, you can't delete those.
Yeah.
Man. You gotta have
That's
those.
fucking awesome. That's so dope. And
They weren't terrible either. Like they're pretty like listenable.
did you show anybody or,
They're listenable.
Not like bumpable, but they were
Yeah.
listenable.
did you like were you like
to an iPod Touch.
you cooked up and were you like, oh shit, I gotta show somebody I'm producing, or was it like a personal thing till you were like, I want to become a producer, a beat maker. I'm gonna come out as, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think I ever had the mindset of I want to be a producer. It was just kind of like it was just so fun to me. I'm like
Just in love with the process.
it just became an addiction.
It
at
was
a certain
destiny.
point.
It
Like I
was
would just
like-
wake up and I'd just be like, I need to make a beat. I don't know why I would do
Yeah.
that. I'm like, I gotta make a beat, and then I'll make a beat, and then I'd feel the feeling from making it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to make another one better than that one, and then it just became, I want to be better than that one, better than that one. And then it got to the point where I'm like, okay, maybe I could like compete with like other producers and stuff like that. And then I started noticing like I was better than some of the producers that were winning like beat battles and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, this might not be so hard.
This
Like,
isn't so hard.
I'm like, this is winning.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt it when you said it was like an addiction, though, because
Yeah.
when you're talking about your first shit that you made. First shit I made was horrible, bro. Like, God, the first rap I ever made, I'm like thinking about what you're talking about. I'm like, man, I don't even want to tell my story. But it's really, man, it's like a hit of dopamine, like getting high or something when you manifest this idea in your head, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then it comes to life.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like,
yeah. I know
so
for me, like
that's
it's
how it
just,
was for me, for
like,
sure.
creating something from nothing was always like you open
It's
up a
addictive
program,
as fuck, for
Yeah.
real, man.
blank program. You're like, all right, like what am I gonna create? Like I can create something from nothing, and that's like that's how I feel when I open it.
It's like magic, bro.
Yeah.
It's
Facts.
honestly
It's like personified
yeah.
emotion.
the fact that
Exactly,
you
yeah.
can create something. You know what I'm saying? It's such a beautiful thing. You're just
Yeah.
like, holy shit. Like,
And it's just different every time. You're
Yeah,
not making
exactly.
the same beat every time. So it's like, and it's like, I like beat block too, because it shows me that I've been working. And it's like, if I haven't met with any blocks, then it start getting worried. Like, why is
What is
this
beat
getting
block? I
so
don't- I
easy?
don't
it's
know
like,
anything
it's
about
like
this.
writer's block for
Oh,
producer.
beat block.
Oh, yeah,
beat
yeah.
block.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's actually like, that's such a dope perspective to look at that, because some
Yeah, for
people
real.
feel like, oh fuck, I gotta like cook up and like force that. But the fact that you notice like, okay, I have been working, like my brain is kind of
Yeah.
fucking fried, I'm gonna let it
Yeah.
chill. Like looking at that through that lens, just it's like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't frustrate
Exactly.
yourself
Yeah.
too much and shit.
It's like being an athlete, getting your rest so you can perform best. I
Yeah.
get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Almost like in a in like a cologne store, perfume store. It's like after a while you have to smell the coffee because you have to reset your senses.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Facts.
In a
man,
way, you
somebody
have
hit
to-
the thing there.
Which
I need a sound effect. That was a gem. I don't
Yeah.
think anybody really
Yeah.
caught that. My man said,
he said
it's like walking in the cologne store.
The cologne store.
Sometimes you got to smell some coffee and reset.
That's
Talking
right.
about resetting
you
your
gotta cleanse the palate.
artistry.
You gotta
Yeah.
So it's like
Palate.
almost you have to reset your ears too, and resetting your
facts.
ears, you could go outside because it's like it's opening up and you're listening to the nature and it's like
That's dope.
healing
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll notice if you have the bass turned up too much, your ears will start ringing. But if that happens too much, then it's almost like a permanent thing. And I think it's called like
Tinnitus.
tinnitus or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. I
I
got it.
actually
Okay.
met somebody with it.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful with
Like,
that.
is there somebody in here when I'm laying down? And no, it's my fucking ears were broken. We're good.
broken?
Okay.
True story.
So you're cooking, right? You're cooking on your phone, right? What takes you to like the next level? You're like, okay,
When's it start getting serious?
yeah, like
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I need to get off the phone. I need to download. I need to.
Something's happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you're like, this is what I'm
Yeah.
fucking doing. Like,
So I found out they were using NPCs, and then I read somewhere on like an article. It's like top 5 things that pro producers use, something like that. And then I saw FL Studio, and I got excited. I'm like, oh shit, I'm already using that. So then I downloaded it, and then I started using it, and I'm like, wow, this is way easier on the computer. It's way more customizable. And then I just started making more beats, and I had like a desktop, and it had some like crappy speakers that were always like distorting, which probably added to the sound too. But I started making more beats, and then I like figured out you can make money from the beats, like, and I'm like, so how do you make money from it? Like, how do you even send it to the producers? Because you have to have their email, and if you don't have their manager email or their email, like, how are these producers just
getting placements? you
getting
mean?
placements?
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get placements, and a lot
Want to
of
give us a bullet pointed list?
a lot
I'm
of stuff
listening.
was just like scams, like, sign up to my newsletter and you'll be able to you'll unlock this email list. It was always like email list. So I was always trying to find like different email lists, and then I found out about like the Twitter method of like the send beats to, and then like I don't know if you know about the send beats to method. It's like anybody who's ever typed in send beats to, no matter like the time or whatever, it'll pop
okay.
up. So it's every artist that said send beats to, and then you don't have to put the @ and it'll like show everybody.
Uh-huh.
You go and copy and paste like all of the
Okay,
the
I see what you're
emails.
saying.
But some people have bots now, so
Yeah.
like we used to have to do it manually, like go like
yeah,
one by
that's
one.
like back in the day when the bots
Yeah.
weren't a thing
Yeah.
yet, man. The good
Man.
days, bro.
Fuck those bots.
fucking
I get more
robots.
love from those goddamn. I know you saw me post that the other day.
I had to repost it, bro. I was like, this is the facts of life, bro.
The fucking sex bots be giving us more love than you sons of bitches. Tap Get the fuck in. Come on.
Click that fucking like button, man.
And they don't want to remove the bots apparently either.
Yeah, that shit's
I don't
crazy.
think it's that hard. Like,
Nah.
What is the
it
point of it?
It can't be that hard.
Who is making bread off of these
Somebody-
sex bots?
Yeah, like is
From what?
Is it really making money?
Maybe it's the interaction on the app. Maybe it keeps the app.
Oh, come
more
on. They've all
active.
got like
I think
3
it's just lonely
followers
people.
following 60
No.
people, and it's like, click here to watch my naked porn.
or some hackers trying to finesse
Yeah.
people.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe like-
it's
Yeah.
like
Grandpa Joe's like, this
IT
is
grabbers.
real.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Don't bring my name into this. Like,
No, not you. It's just coincidence. I guess because I'm
Don't
stoned.
say
That's the
Grandpa
first thing.
Joe.
Okay, all right. So you go to FL Studio, right? You're cooking up. Now, how do you get your producer name? That's a. I want to know where
Yeah.
where
And it's
Xeno
pronounced
card-
Xeno. Is that correct?
Yeah, Xeno. So I actually removed the car, but now 2023 I removed the car. So now it's just Xeno. So the first way how I got Xeno car, my friend Corey, we were in. It's called Pride in school. It's like an extra class or something. It's like you have to wait there for some reason. I don't know. I forgot what the purpose of it was, but I was sitting there and I was talking to this dude named Corey, and he's like, "Yo, you don't have a producer name yet?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Bro, your beats are hard. Let's think of one right now." And then I was like switching out my name, like reversing my name, taking stuff out, and like my middle name is Alexander, so I took like the Alex and then reversed it, and then it was like Zayla, and I'm like, that sounds like a girl. And then something just told me to take out the L and the A and just put an N-O. I don't know what it was. I'm just like, Zayla, Xeno. Oh, snap, Xeno. He's like, yo, that's hard.
That is hard.
And then my first name is Carrington, so I just took the first 4 letters of car and Carrington.
You're a creative
Xeno
dude,
car.
man, because a lot of people, my last name's Colgate, right? So I didn't have to think of a name. I was like, man, this shit's already popping.
It sells itself
Smooth,
already.
fuck
Yeah,
it,
it
let's
does.
run it.
Yeah.
So when I hear people make up names, a lot of times I'm like, man, some of these fucking names are just like,
Yeah, it's like, how did you
That's
think
true.
of that?
like I just don't fuck with
Did
it.
you
No,
think of it?
did you even
Did
think?
you think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean that
Yeah,
shit,
that's
bro,
hard.
is hard. It just
Yeah.
sounds like
So it was just made that in that like time in school. You made it was
Yeah,
like, all right,
and
Xeno
then-
car in that 40 minutes in class.
Yeah, and I just stuck with it because I'm like, nah, this is too. Because I always wanted to. I went through so many like names and stuff like that, so I knew it had to hit because the name is the first thing people will
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
before they see you.
I mean, shit.
Sometimes.
My first rap name was Weatherman C, so it's like.
Weatherman C. We need some thunderbolts on there or something.
That's not a thunderbolt.
Whatever.
But okay,
Good
okay.
little
Too far to be the DJ.
Wait, which one is this one?
Applause.
I'll pause.
You can
Wow,
hold it
that
down.
was a short.
Man,
applause.
I want to ask you this too.
Oh, you hold it down. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moving around a lot, right? And like coming up, and you're an artist, and I feel like a lot of artists go through this. What was going on in the love life, man? I bet you got some. I bet you got some tear jerkers over there, man. I was moving to Milwaukee, and I had to say goodbye. like, I mean, has
was
any of
already
that,
hard.
like, has your love life influenced your music and your beats and your songs and stuff over the years?
So I think it's like a thing. Girls like to confess their love once you're already gone. Like it's like you'll be in another state, you're already moved, and you're already talking to a girl, and you're like,
But I loved you.
I loved you. It's like, yo, we were talking for so long, and now you're like pouring out everything. Like,
Like, bruh, come on, man.
Yeah.
then it's just like whatever. Like, I guess that's what it is. I mean, you just got to keep it pushing
Yeah.
at
Facts.
the end of the day.
Just like everything else, you know.
And I was already used to losing a lot of friends anyway, so
You became numb to it.
Thick skin.
Yeah.
Don't love you.
Listen, baby, I gotta get the money. Okay.
yeah.
Got it.
All right. So Xeno car, right? You got the producer name. You got that locked. Your beats are going crazy, right? So where do you take it to the point like, okay, I want somebody on my beats, or do you show it to somebody and they're like, yo, I got to rap on this? Are you like, I got to rap on this? Like, are you already thinking I'm going to be an artist? Tell us about that transition.
I didn't even know I was gonna be an artist. I was making so many beats, and everybody always needed beats because everybody was
Was
becoming
trying
a
to rap.
rapper. And
Yeah.
that's at the point. That was at like 2014, 15 when everybody was starting to
try to just be Instagram's kind of getting popular.
Yeah, everybody's trying to become something, and 2016 is about to happen, so everybody's
that
like,
prep work is like starting to happen for that 2016 run that we
exactly. So what was the question before that?
That how do you go like from you're producing, you're given like you're like, all right, any rapper, you're in high school at this time, right?
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
how do I go from producing to being an artist?
Yeah, or even
so it's almost like I would just have so many people. I'll be sending my beats out. People will be like in other states or other countries just recording on my beats, and they'd send it back to me, or they would release it. And it was just, I got to see the process of everybody doing that and seeing, oh, well, what's your rollout? Oh, what's your rollout? Oh, what's your roll? And then it got to the point where I didn't have a job and I was just recording my friends. That was the period when we were recording everything. So I just started recording all my friends, and I learned how to mix and stuff like that. And then I would have some people come over and they would be like so trash at rapping, and it just, I learned how to mix. I learned like the purpose of mixing, like why to mix certain stuff. Because if you don't mix bad people, you don't know. Like if everybody's good, you don't know what makes the bad people bad.
Yeah.
Because it can always be like there's certain mixing that just enhances stuff, but the public doesn't understand that.
Because they're not going.
If the engineer is extremely good, you can make someone that sounds extremely terrible pretty decent. And it's pretty scary.
And then if you're not like, because for me, right, I'm not like a great singer or anything, but I understand how to interact with the software to get it to perform in a certain way and like lean into it. And the other thing I wanted to ask you is like, as you're kind of making this transition, because I don't think some people might not know this, man, but you're kind of a big fucking deal. You got a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
This isn't just some like, hey man, we know this guy from school. Like,
actually,
this dude is like super fucking popping. So like, when did the temperature start to raise? Like, when did this shit start getting fucking serious? Like, you're like, holy shit, okay, so something's happening here.
I was in a duo called Mainstream, and we were trying to blow up. And
where you living at the time?
I was in Atlanta.
Okay, you're in the Mainstream. You're a duo.
Yeah, so we were a duo, and we were trying to make it. So we would just sit down and like have different conversations, write stuff down. Like, what do you think could be the next big thing, or what could we do to get to the next level, type of thing. We would just spend hours and hours and hours and hours just thinking, and we would go to like open mics and try to. That's where I first started like performing, was like open mics and like doing competitions and stuff like that.
I remember that show we did by Sugarloaf Mills, that little room.
Yeah, and it's like it's a different experience, because when you do a certain amount of shows, you experience everything. So it's like I've experienced like the booing, the people throwing shit, people laughing, and you have to still keep performing because people are judging you with the numbers and stuff like that. So it's like I've been doing stuff like that to where it's like now I know how to come on stage. Now I know what people are coming to a show for, because I went to Rolling Loud and I was in the crowd and I was just imagining myself on the stage, because I'm like, okay, eventually I'm going to be on the stage, so I need to see what a fan feels like, why the fans move a certain way, how close is everybody in the crowd, are we squished, is there space, if there's space, then what's going on between the spaces, how's everybody interacting if the artist isn't looking at them versus if the artist is looking at them? It's like I'm so scientific when it comes
Facts.
to
I'm the same way. And there's
everything.
different kind of records that translate when you're doing live stuff. And you have to be in different settings to make different things go live. Like if you're going to do like R&B records, you got to have a certain kind of setting to really like kind of exfoliate it and bring out that sound, versus say like if you're really doing some upbeat like crazy shit. Yeah, it's the live game is a lot different. A lot of people have difficulty translating that. You're just really talented dude, man. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see you perform live. I mean, because you understand kind of the full circle of things, from the root of it to the production, the mixing, the lyrics, the performance, and building your record as you're making it with the performance in mind. Like, okay, I'm going to do this because it's going to translate live. So,
Oh, speaking of that, I had to learn how to mix like for shows and stuff like that, because I would be at the show and I'd be like, why would they boo, or why? Because there's always a reason. I'm like, were they trolling? Were they were
they really not like
were
it?
their friends trying to troll and they just wanted to seem funny or cool too and do it just because that's more entertaining at the time than the person on the stage, unfortunately. And it's just I started learning different stuff, and then I'm like, okay, well, if it's the music, what about the music? What about the mix? Why do I play my song and I'm in the studio and it's so loud and I'm bumping? I'm like, okay, this is gonna hit so hard. And I go on a stage and it has the subs and all of that. And I'm hearing it and I'm like, yo, why isn't it turned up all the way? Like, I know when I was in the studio it was like all loud, but now here it's so quiet. But then they'll play like a Drake song that's just.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. I wasn't
Don't
clipping.
you hate that? God, that happened to me so many times.
I didn't know about mastering, so
I'll
I
be
was like,
thinking the same thing sometimes. Be like, how do they get this so fucking
That clean,
loud?
loud
It's
master.
like so
It's like-
loud. It's
so
like
my whole journey was literally trying to,
To get there.
recreate
Oh,
that
man.
same
Effect.
that same
We could do a
power.
whole episode about that. Man, I did a show one time with TJ Making Moves and DJ Drama. And I took 2 records. I had one with Quanti Cash on it and another one that was a single. And I was super excited for the single. So I do the first one and it's super loud and it goes really well. And then I do the other one and it's just so fucking quiet. Everybody's just kind of looking around
the
like
mood just dies. When you
it
play
just
something
absolutely
quiet.
died.
Yeah.
Everybody starts
What is this?
talking, and another guy
Yeah,
turns
that's
other
what happens
music
first.
on. Like at the
First
bar,
symptom.
there's a separate DJ, and he's like
no.
bumping, and I'm like, and in the middle of the set, I'm just like, really?
Yeah,
This is what we're doing?
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So so back to what Colgate was saying. So you're in mainstream, right?
Yeah.
You are performing. So what gets you to like, all right, that y'all start make it? It's like make it or break it moments, you know?
Right. So we had gotten on Elevator magazine because
remember
that's
that.
what was big at the time, and that was like our goal to get on there. We're like, yo, we need to make a song that's so good that they won't even be able to turn us down, pretty much, because we need to do anything in order to like get our name out there. So basically, we had submitted to Elevator magazine, and he had emailed me back, and he's like, yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then he like had like a whole essay of it, like an explanation. Like, you don't even understand. I get thousands of songs a day. Every single song sounds the same. Every single song has. And then he's like, you guys are just a breath of fresh air. Literally, like,
That's so
nobody
awesome.
I remember
awesome.
that song too.
Yeah.
That was a great. That
What
was
was the record
How long
called?
ago was this?
This was the morning song,
No,
I believe.
No, it was after morning. We this was after the first video like we ever were together. The song
Yeah.
that we made, that shit was crazy. But it was the
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
It had
the
to
one.
be like 2016. I would
I
have
think
to
so.
say.
I think it was
And that's
2016.
that's when Elevator was really like
Yeah,
popping
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
yeah.
So all right, you got on Elevator Mag. That
I was
video's-
like begging him. I'm like, because he said all of that, and then he didn't say anything about posting
Oh,
it.
my
So
God.
he was like, yo, it's better than thousands and that. And then I like hit him up. I'm like, so like,
you posted or what?
you gonna
bro?
post it, my guy?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna do on the platform. It's too different, and the fans like a certain sound. And so then I'm like, in my head, I'm like,
Why
so
even
don't complain
Yeah.
about the thousands of.
same
The
music.
same-
Did he
Yeah.
end up posting it?
Yeah, so he's like,
I don't mean you
so
got your guy.
You know, I was
Look
talking
at
to
you.
him, and he's starting to understand, and I'm just like, you know what? Just try it out, bro. Try out something new and see how everybody reacts. And then like once it was posted, it was so mixed of a reaction. Like it was
Yeah, I
like
remember watching
50% dislikes, 50% likes. So it was real interesting because there was people that extremely liked the song, and there was people that extremely hated the song.
Yeah.
So it just created this weird bubble of almost like two sides of a
Yeah, but
thing.
coin. It's just
Well,
like
when people feel strongly, that's a good thing. And
Yeah,
then,
regardless
and
of
two,
how-
I
what
mean,
it is.
that's true
Yeah.
for anybody. Even
Yeah.
the biggest artists in the world, Beyonce, Michael, Chris, whoever, Drake. I mean, there's lots of people that are like, fuck Drake. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Drake's
right.
huge. So you're always going to have people that don't
Yeah,
connect
there's
with
Yeah,
it.
always
But
exactly.
haters.
if people love it, it's hard to make somebody love something. And you definitely have people that love your shit.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
We love your
I
shit,
try. I
so-
try to construct it in a way that'll give people eargasms. That's my goal.
Hell
And
yeah.
you do a good job.
Well, so I mean that kind of I want to ask some like
Yeah.
producer questions, right?
Technical
Okay.
shit.
So like what plugins are you using? Like
Plugins.
as far as for like instruments, let's start there.
Okay, so let's say what instruments?
Any instruments. I don't care.
Okay, so
Drums are always a biggie.
so for like melodies,
Mm-hmm.
what I do is I'll get like an idea, or I'll start with like a piano,
Mm-hmm.
get the idea, and then I'll run that idea through a bunch of different sounds,
Yeah.
and then I'll land on a decent sound,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll sound decent enough for me to lay the drums. And then once the drums are knocking, then I'll go back to that sound and start changing the sound again, going through more sounds. Because I noticed when I started first producing, I would have a sound, and I wouldn't really like the sound, and I'd try to get that, like, you know how DJ Khaled is like the music producer, because he knows how to get people together to
make
you
the
know,
right products.
he's like, oh, I think we need an opera singer for this part, and we'll get a bass player right here, and just stuff like that. That's how I think as far as like my music too, because even when my song is done, it's not like it's not like I have an MP3 or WAV file and I just rap over it and then print it, and it's like, no, it's like literally a whole process.
Yeah,
to
go
it.
back and change things that you started with.
Yeah, pitch stuff down, pitch stuff up, and EQ. So, the plugins, we're talking like I use a lot of Waves plugins.
Okay.
Waves plugins, Fab filter.
Yeah.
I don't have the UAD plugins yet. That's probably the next thing.
Someone was telling me you can do a subscription now.
Oh, it's UAD?
Yeah, they were, because you used to have the hardware, but someone was telling me like you can do a subscription.
No, I have the hardware. That's the thing.
Oh, you have the hardware. You're not even using it.
I didn't even get around to because it's almost like I know how to get the sound out of what I have already, and it's like at a certain point you have too many. Well, not too many, but it's like
too many.
You know, a computer runs out of space eventually, so
you're just like fuck, bro.
Yeah, and when you have
take up a lot.
Yeah, and when you're using Omnisphere, and Omnisphere is taking up 50 gigs, and then you have Nexus, and that's another 30 gigs, and then it's like, okay, I didn't even download the FL Studio yet, and it's it's like by the time you download FL Studio and everything, your computer is looking like 20 gigs, and you're like, oh wait, I don't have any preset packs yet, and then there goes the last like 20 gigs. So I always had to like, okay,
when does it end?
I always wanted it all. I want all the plugins.
Yeah,
so I was always like, it's like they always say it's not the for me, it is the equipment. Like, some people are like, no, it's not the player, it's the equipment. I need to upgrade the equipment so it'll make me sound better. I'm one of those. I'm like, if you upgrade the equipment, I will sound better. Like,
well, I mean, I made beats for like 6 years, and all I used were like the stock Logic plugins.
Yeah.
You know, and I was
stock
like,
Logic is actually really
I mean,
good,
it's
though.
good.
That's
It's good, but like, you know, there's things like RC20, right? Like, you just put it on there. Just
RC20 feels like Logic, actually.
You know, a little bit.
Like
the way
the
it
knobs?
looks, the knobs,
yeah.
But like, I mean, I just, you know, I didn't understand that there was like a whole world of other things you could just buy that sounded good already without having to do a whole bunch of stuff.
I can see this being
like,
the beginning of a very long friendship.
I've been like seeing.
It already is.
I've been seeing this like Joe Xeno beat in my mind for years, bro.
Oh.
I see
No.
I see a Joe Zano album because
that
this
shit would
guy,
sound
man,
crazy.
he gets funky back there with the stuff. Like, and you
since-
got similar shit
We're
going
already
on.
talking
So
about it telepathically.
I
I know how to use
It's
every
happening.
platform. I know how to use every DAW.
You are.
Every DAW.
All right.
I've used pretty much every DAW.
I'm putting
before.
that into
what's
the
the most
universe.
slept on
including
and I'm getting on it.
Cubase,
Oh,
including
Cubase.
Cubase, including Reaper.
What's the most slept on like DAW? What do you
No
think?
most slept on DAW.
The
That's
most
an
slept
interesting
on.
question.
Like-
Out of all the DAWs,
Yeah.
And why?
the
A
most.
DAW, by the way, for people that don't know, is like a
Digital audio workstation.
yes. There you go.
Yeah.
It was
what you use for all your effects.
Joe was ready for that.
Oh, we cut out. Like,
Yeah.
I like Producer Grind.
Yeah, producer grind.
I like
Producer Grind.
shout out BusyWorks Beats.
Are we back?
Shout out.
Little technical difficulties there. We are back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Back.
All right.
Let's
here
get
we
it.
go.
But what were you saying? The most slept on DAW and
Most
why?
slept on.
So the most slept on DAW would probably be Reason.
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 Okay. Oh man, I haven't heard that one since high school.
Yeah, because people are still using Reason. It's almost like a cult. It's like if you know how to use Reason and you got good at Reason at a certain point, you kind of are like stuck on it. in a way.
The sounds and Reason.
Yeah,
like,
you don't really see Reason people going anywhere else but Reason.
Yeah.
They're like almost glued to it. It's almost like they don't want to. They're like, no, I have to use it.
There's a reason.
It is a cult. The reason. There's a reason. Be reasonable.
You get
Stay with
attached
reason.
to your work process sometimes. I get it.
Yeah, that is true.
And I feel like that could be a good and a bad thing. You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotta adapt to survive.
I gotta
so.
ask you, have you used Machine?
I've used Machine, and I am not good at it.
That
That's
would
why
be
I've
my
never
answer.
got one.
Machine is,
The most slept on.
that, in my
You would-
opinion, I
Really?
think Machine is
Why do
very
you
slept
think?
on.
Why do you think?
Well, one, it's just fun to have a drum pad, and it links with the program, like, and you can do a lot.
So you can like
with the drum
physically
pad.
do it.
So
Yeah.
you can do stuff like
That's
that.
how everybody was
Also-
producing in the 90s, right?
This might sound crazy. Like, this might be the craziest thing ever. But I think Machine killed the industry, bro.
Really?
I think it killed the industry.
Why you say that?
Because at the time when Machine was starting to get like marketed and stuff like that, they had marketed to Lex Luger. And remember when Lex Luger was popping?
Yeah, he was popping.
If you notice, as soon as he switched to the Machine, where did he go?
He disappeared.
He disappeared.
Vanished.
Damn, I didn't even
Everybody
think
that
about
Never
started
seen
using
again.
the Machine after they had their own process that they were doing before, kind of messed up their, because I think
Their flow or style or whatever.
Yeah, I think because when you're tapping it, you have like a different flow and it's a different algorithm and it's not.
I can see if you don't want that definitely can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I use Machine so I can do that, so it can
Yeah.
be a different sound.
And also like
And-
what's the other one? It was like Machine, and I think Logic has one. It's like Logic, or no, not Logic. Ableton has one. Ableton
The
Push.
Push,
The
the
Push.
Push.
I'm a fan of the Push.
I haven't used the Push. I need to use the Push because I use Ableton. I've seen people use the Push.
Yeah,
I want the Push.
It's and you use Ableton.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I'm just
saying-
so happy for you, Jay. Like Xeno, you just have no idea. Joe's like, yes, someone
finally, I can
finally
talk about beats with some
understands me.
people.
because me and Colgate be like crickets sometimes. Like, yeah, bro, I just see
No,
you
yeah,
cooking
whatever you
fire,
say,
bro.
dog.
Well, let's take it back to the mainstream and when
Okay.
things really took a like a
Okay.
turn.
Yeah, so you're in the duo. That's where I remember you left off. You get booked on Elevator,
Yes.
and then
2 times on the elevator.
okay.
they post you.
Talk
So
to-
now you're starting to get some traffic.
Talk to them about that second time. And you remember you were telling me the story about, and then the whole X thing. Let's get into like that.
Wait,
Like,
what happened?
Remember you were like, yeah, I was emailing the dude, and he was just giving me this BS, and then they
Oh.
posted X there, and then
So the X thing is, so basically right before X had dropped Look at Me, that's at the same time. So basically X was trying to blow up off of Elevator
Elevator
2.
Mag as well.
So
You're
basically
talking about XX Attention.
yeah, he
Yeah,
blew up
X,
off.
Attention.
Yeah, X blew up off of Elevator.
I did not know that.
Okay.
So that's where X blew up. So basically, while I was talking to this dude, he was like, "Yeah, I have this other artist," and basically, I was like, he was telling me that he wasn't trying to post any more of my songs, type of thing. And I would ask him, like, why don't you want to post it if you like my music like that? He's like, oh,
and at this
well,
point, this first track has like 30K views.
Yeah.
Like, it's doing
Yeah, so
good.
it's making some
Yeah.
headway.
yeah. So
With it
he was
just
like, oh, well, your music is clipping. And then immediately after that, he posted, "Look at me." So I went, and I went back to
Was
him.
X signed at the time?
I'm not
No.
even sure.
This
I
is
was,
just when the Florida wave was going crazy.
Because I was about to say you'd have to wonder if he was signed. Like if the label was like, "Hey man, chill out. Like we'll throw you a little extra not to post that kid because he's like in a similar lane." And you honestly,
I don't know.
that's a hard person to compare yourself to. But you're fire, bro.
He was saying that I was clipping. That's why he wasn't going to post it. That was his, I guess, reason. He's
I
like,
call
well, you're
bullshit.
clipping.
Yeah.
And then he posted "Look at Me" after that, which is the most clipping song
Ever.
in the world.
Yeah,
in the
no
world.
facts.
So with that, I got kind of heated. I'm like, so you're gonna post "Look at Me" and it's the most distorted song ever, and it's clipping for sure. And I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours putting it in the car, going back to the car, to the house, to the speakers, to the headphones, trying to get it to not clip. And you're telling me he's just having fun and you're like, yeah, let's just post it, whatever.
Make it louder.
I'm like, bro, come on. Like, it's like, I get it, I understand, but it's like, if you're gonna post him, basically post me too. Like,
Yeah.
come on now, don't like hoe me like that. And then after that, it's just I just stopped talking.
And that's
to him.
cap regardless, because man,
But he ended
nobody
up
gives a
posting-
fuck.
But you're talking about the no jumper thing?
No. I was saying he ended up posting the second song though, right? Didn't he? Because y'all got 2 on Elevator.
Yeah, he ended up posting the second song,
But at that point, you were already like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like,
You're just like, we'll,
And then-
we'll find
That's it.
another way.
And then what happened with the no jumper thing was I was basically gonna go on no jumper. So this was like a little bit after. Oh, this was actually in so I had left mainstream and I got in a new group with my girl called I Love Friday. And we started blowing up in I Love Friday, and No Jumper wanted to interview us. So
Okay, so the records are like doing well at this point. Like, what kind of
Yeah.
numbers are you looking at back then?
Well, this is I'm like connecting it to a story. So basically, it's like we were supposed to fly out, and we're in Atlanta, and we're supposed to fly out to Cali to meet with No Jumper and do like one of the interviews. And remember, this is back when No Jumper
Is booming.
booming with everybody,
like
you know,
crazy.
So everybody's coming up off of it. So I'm like, yes, like this is gonna be our shot, our biggest like thing. And then all of a sudden, X dies. So then I'm
oh
like,
boy.
so and then basically No Jumper canceled our interview, and he's like, "Yeah, I got to go to the funeral." I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously,
but damn,
like you got to." But then I'm like, "Damn, I got hoed again,
twice.
twice."
Twice.
That's the industry.
And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
it is.
and it's very unfortunate, but I'm just like, dang, like how many opportunities did that
That's crazy.
ruin?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he died. But I'm like, what would have happened if I went on there? Because that stopped something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Of course.
That's
So I'm
a
like,
big-
it's crazy because now something else is going to happen.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I'll never know that side now. But I'm
Yeah.
still probably going to go on No Jumper. Still probably
Yeah.
do everything.
Yeah,
But it's
everything-
going to probably work
It's a
out a
timing
different way,
thing.
you know?
Yeah.
So I just have to notice the universe with different stuff. Different stuff works different ways. And that's also why I have like the X, the lines on my nose.
Yeah.
That was like a tribute to X. It's like,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you
That's
know,
dope.
I'm going to just
Yeah,
keep
that-
it going, you know? But
Hard.
the X isn't for X. This is for Xeno. I just
Oh,
kind of
okay.
wanted to like connect
connects.
the
It
lines
No, that's hard.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's hard.
Yeah.
So let's rewind a little bit because I want to get to the transition from mainstream to I Love Friday. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So y'all drop there, and then how do you get to like? Do you meet Aksha right
Yeah.
at school?
Yeah.
How does that happen? Like, how do y'all link up? Was
Who
it-
is this? You said
So this-
Oxa, right?
Yeah.
No, Aksha is the girl, the duo that's part of I Love
Okay,
Friday.
so tell me your name again.
Aksha.
Oxa. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so her name is Oxa, and basically I was with a group of friends, and I had went to her house to smoke, and then from there I had invited her out to my music
This is
video.
high school at the time, right?
Yeah, so I invited her to a music video, and she came out, and then I started talking to her more, and then we just started going out, and then we wanted to do like a YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I think she was just chilling in the studio. I'm like, just get on the mic, and she's like,
So
I don't want to get on the mic.
Y'all were
I'm like,
vlogging at first. Like it was not like, oh, pull up.
It wasn't vlogs. It was almost like our very first video was like a conspiracy video.
Okay.
Cool.
And then we were trying to blow up like that, and then we're just like, I don't think there's enough conspiracies to keep this going type shit. And then we're just like, all right, let's try pranks. And then after pranks, we're like, it's not moving fast enough. And then after that, I told her, I'm like, just get on the mic. And then she got on the mic, and then like literally that song was the first song.
And y'all
that
make
blew us
Travel
up.
Band, right? Was
Yeah.
that- okay, so tell us that process. Like I want to know what y'all were shooting content, right?
Yeah.
And you were like, fuck it, I want to make a beat. Like how do you
And Travel Band's what, a song, an album?
a song, a single?
song,
Yeah.
It's
okay.
their first single that went viral, if I'm not wrong, right?
It's second. The
Second?
one.
Mm.
Yeah.
What-
The
which
first one was Hate Me. The second
Hate
one
Me,
was well, I guess technically like it was the third one because first it was Hate Me, then it was That's a Shame, and then Travel Band like kind of was like the nail in the coffin for that. And then Mia
okay.
Khalifa dropped right after that.
That's crazy.
So it was kind of like we were riding off the wave of Travel Band, and we thought Travel Band was gonna get the Mia Khalifa numbers. We weren't even planning.
Mia
Like,
Khalifa
yeah, that
doing-
song was just like it was just like a filler song, just so we could get to our next song because our fans were like, you have to diss her, you have to.
We need more.
And then we're just like, whatever, we'll do
So
it.
y'all make Travel Band, y'all drop it. How does the internet react to the song? Like, what was your plan with creating it? Are you like, man, we gotta do some shock value? Like, what is that? Because I know how your mind works. You know,
Yeah.
I've known you for a minute. and I know how you think. So like, I know you'd be like, we gonna do some shit. You know what's the process of making the song, shooting the video, and you're like
For Travel Band?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, the theme was like, so she had like the Pakistani theme going on, so we were pushing the Pakistani theme. And then for that song, we were looking for a beat because I didn't have any beats just available at the time, and I wasn't like reaching out to producers or anything. So I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, nothing is working. And I found this one beat and I liked it, and then I muted the melody. And I was just like, I want to just make the beat without a melody. It just sounds better without it. And I never put the beat back, or I never put the melody back in. So we got on it like that. And then after that blew up, that literally changed the sound of the industry. If you notice, like, everybody started having no melody. That's when everybody started having no melodies in their beats. And I'm like, dang, I kind of created like a producer trend type of thing.
Your own sound, like real shit.
So I was like, okay, I could keep always doing that, but I didn't want to be boxed in to just having no melody, because I love melodies.
You're crazy with the melodies.
And I actually believe, seriously, I believe that you really did set a trend, because the music industry, man, it's big, but it isn't. So it's like when the record performs well, like, I'm sure a lot of producers heard it and was just like, oh, man, never thought of that. That's fire. Like, I'm just going to drop the melody.
Yeah,
I was watching an interview the other day. They were talking about how, like, in the top 200 of R&B, all the R&B records right now, none of them have piano in it, because a lot of people are springing for the no melody in the beat. So, man, somebody needs to give this man his flowers ASAP. You might have a check on the way, sir.
It's I'm ahead of my time.
You always been, bro. I
feel like I'm 100 years ahead of everybody.
That shit,
it's just the DAWs aren't that advanced yet for me to tap into my higher producer self. They haven't gotten that advanced.
The tech doesn't exist.
I would say probably in a couple years, because we still have problems. Like, that's why there's still like the DAW wars going on, because it's like, you have Ableton, but with Ableton, if you want to do vocals, you have to get Melodyne. There's not like an actual pitch corrector inside of Ableton for some reason. It's like the last thing that they need that would make them the most powerful DAW in the world, probably better than FL Studio at that point. Because FL Studio has New Tone, Logic has their own vocal thing, but Ableton doesn't even have it. I think even Reason has it at that point. I don't know.
Yeah,
they need to add that actually.
No, they do.
So so you had the group, you did all that, the records are popping. So then how do you get out of the groups and now you're becoming a solo artist, which is kind of bringing us up to now, right?
Yeah.
And then like what's gonna happen after that?
So basically, the break from the groups is just like I wanted to see how much pressure I could put on one thing, pretty much, and how fast I can just blow up from like a created wave. So
like doing a run.
So basically some artists, they follow the waves, they follow the trends, and that's why there's like drill and getting sturdy is like the thing right now. Just stuff like that, because people are following that. Oh, that's the next big thing, so I'm going to just attack that. Me, I ignore all of that, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but nothing ever lasts forever. So
I'm
with you. There's new dance moves, there's new everything. So I'm like, I don't need to ever follow the trends. I need to just literally be creative, no matter the BPM. Don't try to do a specific BPM. Don't try to do a specific anything. Just let the beat. I let the beat talk to me instead
let
of me
the art
talking
call
to
it
me.
out of you. It's a feeling, bro. It's like a spiritual type of thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Just have fun.
You
You just trust yourself. Fuck the. If you make good dope, bro, people gonna buy it.
Regardless.
Exactly.
But before we get into the solo thing, because this is a key thing, like, I don't even know if a lot of people know this, right? So y'all make Me a Khalifa,
right?
You drop it, goes viral, right? Goes dummy, just retarded. Tic-Toc comes out, you know?
Yeah.
Talk about that, like, because I don't think a lot of people know, like, y'all, like, put Tic-Toc on the fucking map, bro. Like,
yeah, we, I'm actually the first artist to, we're actually, both of us are the first artists to blow up, me and Oxa.
That's crazy.
So we're the first artists to blow up, period, on the app. So basically what happened is, this girl, 90 Cosplay, made a video, and people were bullying her. And basically, that video was starting to get spread all across the internet, and it just kept blowing up. But the thing about it is, it was that song though. It was the Mia Khalifa song.
So then she used the sound.
Yeah, she used the sound.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were like, "Oh, is she a boy? Is she a girl?" They were like just going back and forth, and that caused the whole thing. And then people started noticing the song. They're like, "Wait, but what's the song though? What's the song?" And then people just started using the song over and over and over. And that's when TikTok had just switched over from what was it called before?
Musically.
Musically, yeah. They had just switched over, so they
It
were.
used to be called Musically.
Yeah, that was the original. Like,
I feel like I knew that, but I forgot.
Yeah, I
Definitely
know
did
you
not.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
So-
remember Musically?
No.
Well, okay.
Well,
yeah,
actually, the song was on the last most period on I think on Musically, but it had switched over. I don't know. I don't know how they switched it over, but it was basically the first thing that blew up on TikTok, and that's how people were starting to find out about TikTok. And then over time, it just became a thing to where it's like, if you're outside, like the trend was just to yell hit or miss in public, and people would finish the lyrics. And I thought that was crazy because I've actually been in the store, like a Walmart, and people were doing that. And I'm sitting there like,
crazy.
wait, what's going on? Like,
Is this real?
I'm like, wait,
right
do
now?
they know I'm here or not? And they wouldn't. And I'm just like, dang, like this is actually
just-
a thing. Like,
They're just doing it. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
because we didn't even plan for it to really do that. We were planning for Travel Ban because Travel Ban was the first one where we're like, okay, like people are taking us seriously and this is going the way that we want it. And then when we dropped Hit or Miss, it literally took all of the seriousness away. And then that was the problem that we were dealing with, because it was just like, everyone's like, meme. And I'm like, oh, snap. You just got banned, bro.
What?
Fuck TikTok, man. But shout
I
to
thought you knew you were
TikTok.
talking about music.
Well,
No.
That's crazy.
The world
Wow.
begins.
I ain't even tripping. We doing YouTube. Shout out
Switch
YouTube.
platforms.
That's crazy right now. What? People are haters,
I
man.
just saw a message pop up.
Oh, shit.
Banned
You're
for what?
banned, bro.
What were we talking about?
They might have saw us smoking or something.
No, I put that shit out.
No.
No, it couldn't
This
be
guy.
that.
Yeah.
I was prepared. Nah, they're just haters on there, man. I don't know. But
That's
all
crazy.
right. So you blew he said, bro, you just got banned.
Ridiculous.
From the Travel Ban. So Travel Ban was supposed to be the song that took us up. That's if people asked us what's gonna be the song that you think is gonna like do it for you guys, we would have said Travel Ban. But then Hit or Miss blew up, and we're just like, I mean, I guess we'll just run
It's
with
never
it.
the one you think it's going to be.
It never is. And,
I
'cause-
don't know what that's about, but
and that was Hit or Miss was a filler song. It wasn't even supposed to be like.
Yeah, because you were saying your fans, they just wanted something.
Yeah, that was
it's-
just something quick, like, all right, yeah, whatever. And then we were like working on the new stuff, but then that blew up, and we kind of had to take our attention from the new stuff and then promote that. And
Of
then
course,
it
because it's already working. So it's
yeah,
like,
and it's like if it's already working,
why do you don't
You
got to
have
bring
to
sand
do
to the
it.
beach?
Yeah.
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't want to have to create something new, and that was what we were trying to create.
so
anyway,
now that you're by yourself, no, I'm doing the deep, mysterious voice. Now that
I hear you.
you're by yourself, what's going on? Is there an album coming? Is there something dropped already? Like, what's the plan? How are you going to take over? Because now the eyes are on you, and it's like, okay, what's the next move? What's about to
Okay.
happen?
So I'm dropping a tape on the 14th called "It's Not You, It's Me"
On Valentine's?
on Valentine's.
Oh, we're both dropping on
Valentine's
Valentine's. Yes.
Yep.
Exciting.
That shit's lit.
And the songs on there are
It's not me, it's you.
undeniable.
Okay.
This is crazy. I'm talking about it before because this is probably the first time I'm talking about dropping it before and like
Yeah.
how I feel towards it.
Yeah.
Like I feel great. Like I feel that I mastered this music thing enough to be
Hell
able
yeah.
to compete alone and not have to hire people to master or make the beat or mix or any of that. And I can just do it myself. And it's crazy that I'm like going to war basically by myself when, you know, it's like these A-list artists talking about, oh yeah, I got a football team and a hockey team. Like, it's like I only have myself.
yeah.
That's all you need, really.
I have myself, and I'm outworking all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
All of y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Facts.
So it's just like, it's just crazy. 'cause
How
I don't
long
think
did
the
you work
industry's
on the album?
I've been working on this album probably like 6 months now.
Ooh.
6 months. Or it's an
Yeah.
EP. It's an
How many
EP.
tracks? How many tracks?
I think it's gonna be like 8. I'm
8.
trying to keep squeezing in. I don't care if the number
Yeah.
keeps going up. I'm just
Yeah.
like, because I have
Same.
a crazy feeling about this tape. I don't know this.
Yeah.
What's the
that shit.
vibe like? If you
It's-
wanted someone to feel a certain way listening to it, like what would it be?
It would be people probably going through like relationship problems.
I was just about to say, yeah, so it's not me, it's you, right? That's
Yeah.
the name. So
On
who-
Valentine's Day.
what's going on here? What are you talking about?
I
Who is she?
know, man, it's-
I knew there was a love story. I told you earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
They never
It's it's just I have a certain work ethic. I know my potential, and I know the industry isn't where it needs to be. And my whole goal is to update. It's like the industry it's like, you know how
we need
phones
another
have an
monster
update.
star.
The industry needs like a software update. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs an update. This shit is outdated. Like
Actually.
the beats should be sounding like your beats.
Like
Should be sounding like your beats.
pushing the sonic wave,
You're,
man.
like
propelling the
beats.
needle forward.
Yeah, just
Our
getting
beats.
breaking
They
out the
sound like
vibe.
our beats.
Pushing the
Yeah,
craft
artists,
forward, you know,
exactly.
innovating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
for sure.
I'm just trying to innovate something, and I'm being very vulnerable with my production and singing and everything, to the point where it's gonna open
Excited.
up doors
Yeah.
to people being like, oh, okay, well he's doing it, so I'm not gonna feel ashamed if I do it because he's doing it
Yeah.
and it's working, and it's gonna change the sound of music, but better. That way we can get away from these like the hi-hats. Nobody really likes hi-hats. I've noticed. Girls especially don't like hi-hats. I've never talked
We
to
were
a girl
just
that's
talking
like,
about that too.
they hate it. Like it's almost like they're like repulsed by hi-hats in a way.
Ew, you have
The hard-
hi-hats in your song?
It's like-
oh my gosh.
and that's why they like R&B, and it's just smooth because you
Yeah,
know girls
true.
are soft. So it's like
People just want to feel good a lot of
Yeah.
times too, or if they're going through something, they really want to connect with it. So look, you don't have to say her name, but what happened? What I mean, was it a while ago?
Is it one specific story?
Oh, because I know it's
a bunch of stories.
it's
bunch
got to
of
be a
stories.
deep one if he's like, look, we're not doing
I
this.
think so basically
It's gonna be a good ass album. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
these kinds.
So I can't explain. So basically, all of that story, basically every song is going to be telling the story. So it's a lot. It's a lot. The story is a lot, but the songs will tell
It's
the
gonna
story,
take
and
you
you'll
through
be
the movie,
you'll be
you
able
know?
to interpret it the way that you want to interpret that movie, because Xeno is now a unlocked character in the industry. Because I took out the car, I needed to make it way like overly simple, because people would spell my name wrong or say it wrong, and I have it on my face, and people still can't spell it, and they're saying I look like him, I look like that. I'm like, I literally tatted my face so I could differentiate myself, and it's my name on top of that. Xeno,
Like-
Xeno.
like,
Like
bro,
how
I wore
many
my name
times
tag.
do I have to tat
Sir.
Xeno for you to take me seriously?
Yeah,
I still
but-
don't understand.
that's what.
Man, that
But that's
sounds like it
facts.
needs like visuals or a book with it or something. I feel like this is gonna be a deep one.
No, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it
have
has-
him play y'all some
yeah.
shit after. Like, get a
No,
little-
we're dropping Shishi.
Oh man,
As a matter of fact, I'm wearing Shishi
The
merch
merch,
right
yeah.
now.
Merch.
Freshly printed.
yeah,
Freshly
Yeah.
printed.
it's about to be out. We about to put that shit out.
That's the movie. And this is before Shishi drops, and I'm
Literally.
expecting Shishi to perform pretty
Oh,
well.
All right.
So
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't wait to come back to this clip and everybody coming back to this. Like,
Yeah.
how did he
Right
do
here.
We called it.
that? We called it.
Early on.
Did
Now,
we
that's
know
a
it was
fun
gonna blow
record.
up? Yes, we knew it was gonna blow
We
up.
knew.
Yes, we
We
did.
knew.
I think
The
it was
universe
too.
told us.
Oh man,
Talk about that. I actually want to hear your perspective. From
yeah,
that.
like yesterday. So Xeno actually sent me the EP like as a Christmas present. He's like, bro, because we made this song last year, right? He had pulled up. We were recording, and we made She probably like in fucking 2 a.m. I just like he was cooking up the beat. I'm like, oh man, and I was just rapping. Y'all know how I just get
Yeah,
on the
no,
mic.
facts.
And then the hook comes down, just faces you. I was like, he's like, oh, okay. Snap on the verse.
It's so catchy.
Yeah, it was just one of those vibes, man. Snapped on the. Yeah, just did that shit. He hit the switch up, and he looks at me. He's like, I'm gonna have to hop on this shit. And I was like, bruh, don't play, bro. You know, like, cause we've always cooked up and we only dropped one song in the past, but we've made so much music that we know, like, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's just like with us. It's vault is thick.
It's just a cohesive, like, just cook, make hits. So then it come to this year, he sends me the EP with the feature, and I didn't know.
We're running out of juice. Okay, we're back after a quick message from our sponsors.
But yeah, so he had sent me the EP with the feature. I was like, he's like, yeah, bro, check this out. Like, I put the verse on there. I listened to it, loved the song. He's like, we got to shoot a music video to it. I'm fuck yeah. So like we were like, everything we did for the video, it came to us. Like, it was just, everything was, yesterday it was so like cohesive. You know what I'm saying? We didn't force anything, and it just worked out.
You guys just shot the video for yesterday.
Yeah, it's fire. It was about to be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just one of those things. Like, it was just meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And this tape EP is gonna be fucking fire. Like,
powerful, emotional, a ride, pushing the sonic barrier.
Yeah.
I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Facts.
I'm ready.
It's going to be showing the mastery of skills because I've upgraded everything. I've learned way more.
Papa's got a brand new bag.
You take pride differently when, like, you're the sole person doing it, and you can say, like, I mixed that, I recorded that, I produced that. You take it a lot more personally. You know?
The whole level up.
Yeah.
All right, Cash, you got some questions to fire off, I heard.
Oh, yeah. So right here, it's like a segment in the podcast where, I'll just ask you some questions, and you don't need to think too much about the answer, just what you feel at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Straight off the sleeve.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would you say that would be?
For changing the music industry forever.
Hey.
Changing the sound of the industry.
Check.
All right. What's an insult you received that you're proud of? You're like, fucking right, motherfucker. That is me.
One hit wonder.
It
always
Don't
gets
eat
me.
those words.
It always gets me because it's like, I mean, one what?
You're
At
a
least
wonder?
I got one.
I'm
like, I'm like, yeah, one hit wonder till you make another hit. Then what are you? Like, it's like I can keep it going. I just couldn't at the time because
it's like you were it's almost like changing teams in the NFL or something. You just got to wait until your contract's ready to go and
you
do what you got to do.
So now everything is aligned, which is gonna be
right there with you, boss.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Dead ass, like, bro, how you gonna hate? Like, fuck. All right, I'll see. I made it, so I know the
when
formula.
people aren't in
I
the
get so
industry,
much
they
hate.
don't always understand that sometimes, like, when you've got situations, you got to tie things up before. It's a business. You know what I mean? You gotta close up shop over here before you open over here.
Exactly. Otherwise, just
it gets
loose.
complicated.
Yeah.
But if you would say, right, what's your biggest failure, and what do you think you've learned from that experience?
My biggest failure,
or not even failure, lesson.
my biggest lesson is no matter how much you plan, shit is always gonna go wrong. You could plan forever, but the universe is going to universe.
Yeah.
Hey,
No matter
fucking man.
what.
This
Another
very
gem.
episode, we're way past time.
Another gem. But yeah, bro, that's a quick fire. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I appreciate you. I know we could go on for fucking hours.
Man,
like,
and we're definitely going to have you back.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to come back after the
drop.
album.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got to get you in the stew with the family. We got to cook up a bunch of stuff.
sure.
I definitely want to do that. And thank you guys so much for having me on the podcast. It's been definitely fun, man.
No,
Like,
man, it was an honor to have you.
Super happy
Looking
to have
forward
you
to making history with you, man.
Yeah,
Can't wait
man.
for the album.
Man,
We're
this
lit.
is going to be crazy.
It's not you, it's me, February 14th.
Yes, sir. That shit about to get
Valentine's Day.
crazy.
Yes, sir.
Go
Let's
fucking
go.
crazy, man.
All of us got music out, dropping. I got a project February 14th. I'm just, I'll be over here too. Hi.
Nah, man.
Cass has music out. Jay has music out. Everybody. Tons more episodes on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Creative Block ATL
Yes, sir.
again.
Yes.
Man,
Yes, sir.
Zeno,
Make sure
absolute
y'all
pleasure, brother.
subscribe.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for being here, man.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Yes,
Yes,
tap,
sir.
tap,
Boom.
tap, motherfucker.
Let's go.
And
All right, man. For the
tap
culture.
in.
For the
we out.
culture, we've been here. I
Yes, sir.
suppose. Bling blah.
All right.
I like that forest.